Good evening. This is Oluyole. Reading with me is
Pat Aito. Good evening.
We're bringing you Newscope, our daily news program of in-depth reports, interviews, and commentaries. First, the highlights. Federal government targets 8,000 megawatts power generation by 2027.
Reps Committee postpones session with Rivers Administrator Ibas.
Honorable Ajishafe emerges PDP Southwest Zonal Chairman.
And on the foreign scene, Spanish police uncover illegal shooting range.
And now the details. The federal government has announced plans to generate and distribute at least 8,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first term in office in 2027. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, revealed this today during the 6th edition of the 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing Series in Abuja. Adelabu said the target is realistic, noting that the power sector had already recorded a 40% improvement in generation since the current administration assumed office. According to him, the average daily power generated and distributed in the last quarter of 2025 was 5,700 megawatts, up from 4,100 megawatts in the third quarter of 2023. He traced the history of Nigeria's power generation, noting that it took the country nearly 40 years from 1984 to around 2022 to grow from 2,000 megawatts to 4,000 megawatts.
The federal government has reiterated its commitment towards strengthening social welfare systems, empowering communities, and improving the quality of care for vulnerable individuals across Nigeria. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Dr. Yakubu Kufamata, gave the assurance while delivering the keynote address at the opening of a two-day capacity-building workshop for Kano State social workers held in the state. The two-day workshop was organized with a view to equip social workers in the state with knowledge, skills, and resources necessary to address working challenges for social workers, ranging from poverty, gender-based violence to the child protection issues and humanitarian crisis. The Permanent Secretary further persisted that without a skilled and motivated workforce, even the best policies will not achieve the desired impact.
The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Rivers Oversight has postponed its interactive session earlier scheduled for today with the sole administrator of the state, retired Vice Admiral Ibo Ete Ibas. It was gathered that the committee had earlier invited Ibas for a comprehensive engagement on his activities in rivers after the declaration of emergency rule by President Bola Tinubu. It is also reported that the indefinite postponement of the meeting is contained in a statement issued by House spokesperson Representative Akin Rotimi in Abuja today. Rotimi said that the committee acknowledged the request for postponement made by the sole administrator and was currently working to fix a new date for the interactive session.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, have vowed to hunt down operators of Ponzi schemes nationwide. The federal government agencies declared this following the collapse of the digital asset platform, CBEX. The SEC, however, revealed that it had yet to receive formal complaint about the collapsed digital asset platform, while the EFCC said individuals who invested in the CBEX digital trading platform will get their money back. Speaking during a live television program, the Director General of SEC, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, vowed that the Commission would hunt down the fraudsters. CBEX, which claims to use artificial intelligence for trading in crypto and promised 100% returns in 30 days, collapsed on Monday with an estimated 1.3 trillion naira lost.
Human rights lawyer and activist Inyebe Effiong today asked the Nigerian police force to pay 100 million naira as compensation to Alabi Quadri. Quadri is a 17-year-old minor who went viral ahead of the 2023 general elections for standing in front of the convoy of former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. The minor had spent months in Kirikiri prison after being arrested for armed robbery, an offence his family vehemently rejected. He was, however, freed today by Magistrate Adetola Olorunfemi following the legal advice of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Dr. Babajide Martins. Briefing journalists after the ruling in Apapa area of Lagos, F. Young commended the DPP for standing by the truth in this matter.
The Nigerian Air Force, now operating under the air component of Operation Andikai, has successfully carried out 2 major air interdiction missions. The operations targeted terrorist enclaves in the Sambisa general area and the southern Tambans of Borno State. The first mission, conducted at approximately
Customs Service NCS, has confirmed the killing of 3 of its officers by terrorists in Kebbi State, with their patrol vehicles also burned during the attack. The Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, disclosed this during a working visit to the Niger-Kogi Area Command of the Office of the Service. He raised the alarm over the activities of the Islamic State in West Africa province ISWAP, as the Babana border in Borgu local government area of Niger State, describing their presence as a serious threat to national security and border operations. Represented by the Assistant Controller General of Customs in charge of Finance, Administration and Special Duties, Hussein Kende Ejibunu, Adeniyi said the officers were ambushed in the Shaka area of Kebbi State. Adeniyi stressed the need for enhanced collaboration with other security agencies and urged officers to remain vigilant amid rising threats.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has uncovered 5 illegal crude oil dumps in the Jahi-Kantape area axis of Abuja. This is contained in a statement issued today by the NSCDC spokesperson Afolabi Babawale in Abuja. The Corps also confirmed the arrest of 7 suspects linked to the illegal crude oil production and distribution. The NSCDC said the Commandant General Special Intelligence Court also recovered trucks loaded with stolen automotive gas oil from the suspects. The Corps said 1 white truck with 3 compartments fully loaded with 45,000 liters of AJO with an unverifiable whale bill seen at the illegal dump, 4 Mercedes-Benz short pedal trucks and several other vehicles were impounded.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, along with his Osun State counterparts, Governor Demola Adeleke, have led delegates across the Southwest to elect PDP Southwest Zonal Executives. Honorable Ajishafe was announced the winner at the end of a PDP Southwest Zonal Election Congress held at the Emeritus Theophilus Ogunlesi Hall, UCH, Ibadan. Details are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olali Consuleiman.
Hundreds of delegates from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, across the 6 Southwest states, Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti, and Lagos State, gathered at the Emeritus Theophilus Ogunlesi Hall in Ibadan for the 2025 Southwest Elective Zonal Congress. Among the high-profile and party faithful in attendance were Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke, former PDP Board of Trustees Chairman Chief Bode George, Oyo State Deputy Governor Barrister Bayo Lawal, Chief Bisi Laka, Chief Saka Balogun, and Ambassador Taufik Alapaja. Following the delegate poll to elect their preferred candidates, the chairman of the Electoral Committee and Chief Electoral Officer Udom Emmanuel, a former governor of Akwa Ibom State, declared Honorable Kamarudin Ajishafe as returned unopposed.
Let me announce here that the chairman
acceptance speech, the newly elected zonal chairman of the PDP, Honorable Kamarudin Ajishafe, appreciated the efforts of the electoral committee and other faithful for organizing such a rancor-free election, pledging to ensure peace reigns among the Southwest Party members.
On behalf of those that are elected today, I want to say that it is an honor given to us, and on their behalf, we do accept to serve the electoral. Together with all of us, I want to assure you that I will make sure that you deviate from your aspirations, especially the two countries. You will deviate at all. You will make sure that you do more than your consultations, and you will make sure that the states of the Southwest are so peaceful. You know, when Southwest leads, others also follow.
In their various remarks, the OYOSTATE Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, his Osun State counterpart, Senator Ademola Adeleke, and former PDP Board of Trustees Chairman, Chief Body George, recanted that the last zonal elective congress was filled with strife and struggle, but that the party has come a long way, 4 years down the line. They described the election as largely rancor-free, noting that the party has showcased a model for democratic practice in Nigeria.
All the people that are supposed to be here, they are here. INEC is there observing what we are doing. Security people, they are here. This is democracy at its peak. We will also show the way to what PDP will do at its national convention. For making today possible, we want to send a signal to other states. Southwest is one. Everybody say one. I can hear you. We should be one for us. I and my brother, we got each other. We should be one for us. So that other soul can live from us.
The election, which was supervised by the representatives of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, also saw the emergence of Alhaja Bose Adedibu as the woman leader. Other elected officers are Muyiwa Obagunwa, Secretary Adeyema Adetunji, Treasurer Yaya Adeleke, Financial Secretary, and Ato Farati Olusanya, Publicity Secretary. Olalekan Sulaiman, Business News.
It is imperative for people, especially stakeholders in the livestock business, to make use of the ongoing free anthrax vaccination to get livestock vaccinated. The State Veterinary Epidemiology Officer, Dr. Abimbola Akibo, stated these are the ongoing free anthrax vaccine exercise in Okiogun area of the state. BCO's reporter Olamipose Shola, who monitored the exercise in Okiogun area of the state, brings the details.
Since the commencement of the free anthrax vaccination exercise at Fashola Farms in Oyo, the theme has taken bold steps by ensuring the vaccine is cut across all the zones in the state. At Okiogun Zone 1 and 2, monitored by BCS News, many livestock have been captured in the free anthrax vaccination exercise. The State Veterinary Epidemiology Officer, Dr. Abimbola Akibo, said the team is working around to get 88,000 livestock vaccinated in the state.
This disease can be transmitted from animal to human. So, number one, we are trying to prevent the death of animals in large quantities, because if it occurs, animal just died unexpectedly. Secondly, we are trying to prevent human beings from contacting these diseases. Thirdly, is a ways of even improve the productivities of livestock in the state.
While commending the state government for giving adequate support for the free anthrax vaccination exercise, Dr. Adetayo Adekeye from International Livestock Research Institute also called on the government to extend the vaccination exercise in order to wipe out anthrax disease in the state.
I stand the state government under the leadership of Governor Makinde. This is a good step towards development and improving the ruminant production in the state. But there always be room for improvement, and human beings always asking for more. So we also plead with the government that with the feedback we are hearing, that the good work should be extended further, and the team should be supported the more to ensure that more animals are captured so that this anthrax disease can be wiped out within the Oyo State.
Some livestock farmers lauded the Oyo State government for bringing free anthrax vaccination exercise to their doorsteps.
I really appreciate, and at the same time, we need to be realistic. You people have worked hard. The veterinary, officers that came for the program, they really try, and they did a lot of job.
The free anthrax vaccination exercise is expected to end on Friday, 18th of April. Oluyole, Ishola, Business News.
Now news from abroad. Spanish police have uncovered an illegal shooting range beneath a house used by a criminal gang to test military-grade weapons. The house was raided in the southern province of Granada in Spain. Foreign News editor Bimbo Akombi has details of this and other stories.
Officers raided the house in the southern province of Granada and found the site, which was located 3 stories on the ground. Police said in a statement 3 people were arrested and a large cache of guns were seized in raids on 11 properties in Granada and 2 other nearby towns as police closed in on a gang they suspect of selling weapons to other gangland operators. Police said it was the first time they had found an illegal shooting range run by a criminal group in Spain. Authorities believe the site was used to test weapons that the group supplied to drug trafficking rings, who then used them to defend themselves or attack rival gangs. Police released video of the operation showing officers slowly descending narrow stairs in a cave-like structure, as well as authorities collecting evidence. A wave of Israeli airstrikes hit multiple encampments for displaced Palestinians across the territory, killing at least 25 people. Agency spokesman Mahmoud Basal said an overnight strike targeted several tents in the Al-Mawasi area of the southern city of Khan Yunis, resulting in 16 deaths. At least 16 martyrs, most of them women and children, and 23 others were wounded following a direct strike by 2 Israeli missiles on several tents housing displaced families in the Al-Mawasi area of Khan Yunis, Basal said. According to Basal, 2 additional strikes on other encampments of displaced people killed 8 and wounded several more. 7 were killed in a strike on tents in the northern town of Beit Lahia, while another attack near the Al-Mawasi area killed a father and his child who were living in a tent, Basal said. Somali and US forces carried out an airstrike on an area under attack from the Al-Shabaab Islamist group and killed 12 militants, the Somali government said on Thursday. The strike on Adan Yabal, 222 kilometers, that is about 140 miles north of the capital, Mogadishu, came as Al-Shabaab fighters raided a key town used as a base by Somali military commanders. Growing attacks by the Al-Qaeda-linked group, including one on President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's convoy, are fueling worries of a jihadist resurgence after militants were forced back in recent years. The strike on Wednesday night by Somali Armed Forces and the U.S. Africa Command aimed to neutralize the threat posed by Al-Shabaab, the Information Ministry said in a statement posted on X. Somali government forces took control of Adan Yabal from Al-Shabaab in December 2022 during the major offensive backed by African Union peacekeeping forces. Bimbo Akombi, BCUS News.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the top stories. The federal government has announced plans to generate and distribute at least 8,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first term in office in 2027.
The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Rivers State Oversight has postponed its interactive session earlier scheduled for today with the sole administrator of the state, retired Vice Admiral Ibo Ete Ebas.
Oyo State Governor Engineer Sheyi Makinde, with his Ocean State counterpart Governor Ademola Adeleke, has led delegates across the Southwest to elect PDP Southwest Zonal executives.
And Spanish police have uncovered an illegal shooting range beneath a house used by a criminal gang to test military-grade weapons.
And that's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Eniola Adiaga and delivered by
Oluyole Ajayi.
And I am Pat Aitho. Thank you so much for listening, and do not forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 o'clock this evening. Good evening once again.